acting. I never threatened to unalive him. He threatened to unalive me. Again, he never followed through on the tattoo giveaway. He said that he had to cancel it because his attorney told him that it would be not a good idea to fly strangers out to Salt Lake City while he was going through some court stuff. Come to find out, he has a public defender. He does not even have an attorney. So his attorney would not advise him of that. They would not give him legal advice for something that they are not representing him for. So that was all a lie, just not to do the tattoo giveaway. Let's see, what else? Oh, he doxed my address. He has, oh man, what am I, every night since this has happened, this has been going on for 2.5 weeks. He's gone online and slandered me, lied about me. What? Yeah, he continued to make threats to us. We've been told that we are being stalked. His followers have said that we're being stalked. I woke up to several messages where him and his people are talking about like filleting, like skinning us like fish. I woke up to that today. Just several messages, and they think it's funny. If you don't mind, I don't know what I can post, but I do have screenshots of what I woke up to this morning, and it's not cute or funny.
I put you in the big box, so what we can do is I can close the comments, and then if you put them up for a few seconds, people can take like a screenshot, and then that way you don't have to keep them up for long.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so let's see here.
Also, if everybody can tap, 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 tap like the wind. Taps and shares, y'all.
So let's see here. This was from last night.
Okay.
All right. And then these are the ones that I woke up to this morning.
Okay.
Okay. Lay them open, slice one layer of skin at a time.
Okay.
I might have done these out of order, but
You're all good.
they should play Frogged on the Freeway. I'd run over them. Oh yeah, so I did those completely backwards, but I apologize. You get the hint.
You're okay. You're okay.
Yep. So those are the things that, oh, 1 second, I have, let me just make sure this is it.
Can I just say something while you're looking up, Heather?
Yep.
So my DMs are temporarily turned off for I think another week because I had an issue and I said something I shouldn't in a message back to someone unrelated. It was an angry mod that I had to unmod. And it wasn't even harsh. So they turned off my DMs. I haven't gotten anything. But I think I can still receive, but not send. I'm not sure. And as far as my phone, like I said, that's my personal number. I personally have not received any threats or messages from people. And I believe the reason why is because I told him and his community that my phone is dumped by the county police department because of my daughter's situation. And I think that's the only reason why, or I would be getting them too. And I think it's real pitiful that they're doing this to all of them because he seems to be the angriest with me. and it's a shame because their phones aren't dumped. You're not doing this, to me, but you're doing it to them. And I don't want to take the brunt of everything for everyone, you know what I mean? But it's disgusting. That's all. And when someone asked if I took legal action, I said what I did, but I also spoke to the prosecutor in his unrelated felony cases a few days ago.
So right here, it is calling out where he told everyone that he had our addresses, and the commentators were like, yep, we are stalking everyone. And even the viewers who were in our lives were worried about their safety just being in our live.
Yeah.
And these are not like, normal 9 to 5 working, upstanding citizens. These people, and I don't say it in a nasty way, again, because I have depression, I have anxiety, I have PTSD from all of my, situations that happen. So it's a fact. It's not an insult. These are hundreds of mentally ill people that he is doxing personal information in and threatening with. You couldn't pick a worse group to put this out to,
Yeah, like I said, where he doxed my phone number and my address was in the same platform where he doxed Melissa's information to 200 to 300 people. I don't like the word mentally ill. I just, people with mental health and substance abuse. One of he said, do they really think I have time to drive to every one of their houses? And one of his followers said, yes, no, but I do. And he will go on there and say he has 2 to 3 days sober from illicit rugs. Like, he's not mentally all there. He is completely out of his mind at times, and he has been making threats that he will drive to our homes. It's just disgusting. We have been locked and loaded for 2 weeks, having to watch our back.
I want to say too, like, I've witnessed the threats firsthand, and one of the first threats that I heard from him, just so the chat knows, like, this isn't just them, like, coming and saying it. Like, I've seen the photographs, I've seen the text messages, I've seen the pictures, and I watched him explicitly. I'd have to go on my iPad and see if I have it record. I think I started recording right after he said it because I was like, holy shit, like, this is legit. Because I think I had been in Melissa's live the night before, which was kind of how I had first really connected with this, and listened a little bit and was like, I'll have to check that out. And I scrolled into his live, and he was saying that you should never F with a person who's already facing time in prison because they have nothing else to lose in life, and basically insinuated that because he is looking at time in prison for some things that he's done, which included a pew-pew and his brother-in-law, he basically has nothing to lose, and the girls who had been in the box the night before, plus changing live, should be careful about what they do, they say.
Yep, he said, I'm done playing Mr. Nice Guy. He's like, these people have not seen who I really am. I'm already looking at prison time, and I have nothing to lose. Exactly what Mallory just said. And these are threats. And absolutely, the cops can help. He's threatened my life, and he's doxed my information, both of those which are illegal in the state of Utah. And he will be facing criminal charges. I've had to contact them so many times to get a new link because you can only add 25 attachments per time. And I have well over 200 screenshots and screen recordings.
Heather, can you talk to them about the roids and the trend?
Oh, yeah. There's actually a screenshot. Let me see if I can find the screenshot. He has been talking about how he's back on another cycle of tren, and how it makes him very aggressive. And he has shown vials of his steroids. He is on testosterone, HGH, and tren. And he has talked about how, he's talked about roid raging. He's talked about the aggressiveness. I have a screenshot from that same person who I said was willing to drive to all of our houses saying, I love you on trend. Like, it's disgusting.
I know I have seen a photo of the roids. I can't remember where, but I'm looking through and seeing if I can find it real quick too, in case, or if you have it, I can big box you.
I don't remember if I have that picture. I mean, I know that I do. I would have to dig for it. I don't have it right here. But yes, there are pictures where he's posted the vials. He's also talked about, because his wife is a phlebotomist, how he will draw his blood a week. What? Yeah, the trim like thickens his blood, so she'll like draw blood from him, and how she helps him, injects the steroids for him. And someone said, write this down. Absolutely. Everything, I don't write it down, but it's all in my phone notes. I keep notes of everything. We've been screen recording every live because he makes multiple threats a night.
Yeah.
He is married. He claims he's not, but yes, he is actually very legally married.
And last night, if you were on, we listened to him a little bit, and one of the things I think that's very telling in how he handles situations is that he heard we were streaming him over on my live and instantly defaulted to, all of these individuals know how terrible my mental health is. They know that I'm not in a good space. And, I could unalive myself. So I hope you all look good in orange, because I'm going to get you and you're going to go to jail for attempted unaliving. Like, that is instantly the threat he goes to.
Yes. And that's why I'm saying, when I told him, like, I will ruin you. I don't care. Other people have threatened you in the courts. I will take you to court. I don't care, because he makes these threats and people are scared of him. Because they don't know the laws. They don't know that what he's doing is against the law. Even the waffles he's doing, he lives in Utah. All gambling is illegal, and what he is doing is considered gambling. The cop that we talked to said he cannot be taking money from people without the expectation of them actually receiving something in return. So any person that he takes money from and they don't get something in return, that is illegal.
Guys, we're talking about TattedDrunk, TattedKing. He's
TattedHope.
TattedHope. Like, he goes live. He does, if you've missed it, he does a waffle where he has like these high-end kind of rip-off type things that he sells as authentic, and makes buku bucks on this. I mean, $25 will get you 50 entries in the waffle. And you send it to him on Venmo, but you can send him like a money gun and he'll give you 1 entry. So obviously sending him cash over a Venmo sounds a lot more appealing than just sending him a $500 or 500 coin gift on TikTok. And it's instant cash in his pocket rather than having to wait the week for payout as well too.
Well, not only that, on TT, they actually take half of all the coins. So, it's, and I'm going to just kind of explain, my side. So, like, I actually used to watch it. Like, I used to just be a scroller and basically just keep going through. And, like, he would pop up on my For You page and stuff like that. And he was, like, constantly, drunk and, doing other things that he shouldn't have been doing. And me, I have 2.5 years of sobriety. So, like, I would just scroll right past it, didn't pay any attention to it. And then, one night I was scrolling through it and I kind of just sat there and I was listening and I was like, man, me and this guy have a lot in common. He's big on people's sobriety. He's big on people's mental health. He wants to help people, and so, like, I sat there and I started interacting with people in, the chat. Well, I came into a situation where I basically became homeless with my 8-year-old daughter. And, I went up into a box one night with him, shared my mental health with him. and basically said, hey, I'm going through a tough time, stuff like that. And it kind of was like one of those things, like, to kind of bring awareness to everything else, like sobriety and stuff. Like, no matter how much you're going through a hard time, your sobriety is still worth it. And one of the things is like, I stuck around for the people, and I never entered the entry, or the waffle. I never put anything into the waffle. And I just was basically guilty by association, because I was in the live, I was active in his live, talking to people and stuff like that. And, I became basically a creator, and I started going on lives, doing lives to bring awareness, to bringing resource to single fathers and single men with mental health. And that's all it was about, and I thought that he would be a good resource. I was like, this guy really cares about people. And so, I entered his Discord, and, was interacting with people in there and stuff. Well, one night after all the drama happened with, Heather and Melissa, it was basically like, if you picked one side or the other, you would get bananaed no matter what. It was like, if you were in one of their things, if you were in Heather's friend, then you got bananaed. And, like Heather, like, I am a firm believer, you don't choose sides, you base your opinion based off of your own thoughts, and people are allowed to have their own opinions, right? And so, like, Heather would come into my lives, and I would tell Heather straight out, like, I don't want the drama, I don't want, you guys to bring any drama into my lives. If you're going to be here, everybody's welcome. And so Heather was like, yeah, I'm down for that. I'm okay with that, and she would never do that. And then all of a sudden he started, like, being like, wow, bro, you're turning your back on me, this and that. And like, his mods went on a live with Melissa and was basically talking crap about Heather and stuff. And I went in there and I defended Heather, and I said, look, guys, their drama's between them. What happens behind closed doors should stay behind closed doors. Like, what happens behind the scenes should stay behind the scenes. It shouldn't be brought out into a public forum, and it should honestly stay behind there. Well, because I went into a box with Melissa, then he basically called me out and said, look, man, like, we can't have you up here. We can't have you part of the family. You just need to be gone. Well, he went on live that night and basically started bashing my name, saying, like, yeah, we helped Ryan get into a hotel and this and that. If Ryan would work more, instead of, spending all this time online and stuff like that, then, maybe he could be able to, support his family and this and that. And the one of his followers basically messaged me and threatened to unalive me and my daughter in an explicit way. And basically said, and my daughter's 8 years old, like, you don't bring children into it, and after that was when I finally said, you know what, enough is enough. And I stood up with the girls and said, you know what, this guy needs to be, held accountable for his actions, and I went on his, one night I was on your live watching it, the night that you first started covering it, and he actually went and started talking about my daughter in his live. And so I went over there, and basically, before I ever brought it to a platform, I went to him man to man and said, hey, one of your followers is threatening me and my daughter's life. It needs to stop. And he basically told me that I was a clout chaser, that I'm a liar, that I'm a hypocrite. Like, he ever regrets even helping me. And so the night that you were covering it and he brought my daughter into it, I went over there and told him, show me any type of proof that you helped me out. Show me where you helped me out. And he brought me up into a box, and I was like, let me go live so I can show the receipts. I'll show you the receipts right now, where you never helped me out. And he was like, kept muting me. And I kept unmuting myself. And he was like basically laughing about it and basically making it a joke. And he was like, oh yeah, Ryan, doesn't even have any proof, this and that. And so I sent him the screenshots. And then as soon as I came back on to the page to, talk about it, he basically dropped me and blocked me, so that basically the only thing that was shown was what he wanted people to see. You know what I mean? And that was the biggest thing is like, if you're going to do something, at least show your actual, the truth. Don't show what you want people to see. You know what I mean? And like I've seen, all the records of, what Heather's saying. I've seen all of it beforehand, and I was still going in his lives for the people, because like there's people that are in there, hundreds of people, like people going in there and saying like, I just can't deal with it anymore. I'm tired. I'm ready to go home, and like trying to reach out to those people instead of, being like in his waffles and caring about money, reaching out to those people to be like, hey, are you okay tonight? You know what I mean? Like, do you need somebody just to talk to? Because like in my sobriety, I've learned, like sometimes people just need somebody to talk to. They just need somebody to talk and to hear their voice.
Yeah, and I think it's really harmful too to watch him where someone will come in and say they want to talk to him or they're having something go on, and he's just basically like, well, it's not that time right now, and will brush them off. So I can see how that might be helpful too, because it does sometimes feel like he just overlooks people.
Right.
Well, there was a night that he had a guy up who had been up like 5 or 6 times. He was just coming up for an update, and you got to hear her story kind of last night. And so, she had something going on that day, and she's like, I really need to share with you. I really need to speak to you. And he like kind of went off on her. I was like, you've already been up before. If you have something to share, you need to put it in the Discord. Yeah. And she was like, I really need to share this, And so I messaged her and said, hey, like, I'll go live and you can share with me, if that will help. And at that time, this is all for clout, but I'm not a creator. I didn't even know how to go live with her and bring her into a box. I literally had to give her my phone number because not that it was a big deal. I'm just saying, like, I didn't even know how to go live and bring her into my live. So I gave her my cell phone number, and, she had a pew pew to her head, and she was ready to unalive herself. And and then the rejection from him, where he'll like build you up and be like, oh, I care, I love you, we're a family. And then he just like let her down, And so thankfully I had her call me that night, or else she said it herself multiple times, she wouldn't be here still. And that's heartbreaking. Like, you don't make people feel like they can trust you and then just say, oh, you know what? You've already spoke. You're not gifting me. Take it to the Discord, because we're not going to listen to you. And now it's to the point where he only has one big gifter left at this point, and he's even said, like, if any comment she makes, you need mods. You better be pinning her comments, every comment, because he knows he doesn't want to lose her. That's just another great example of, like, it's just dollar signs for him. We're not people. I sent you a copy of the messages where he said, you cost me my main account. You cost me, and made a disgusting comment about Melissa's money and where she was getting her money. You cost me my top gifter. You cost me a mod. There was no names behind it. It was just, you cost me this money. And I was like, wow. Like, that is so disgusting.
And the one thing I always say is he didn't help me do anything. The only thing he helped me do was meet a bunch of great people. And people that I to this day I call family. Like, I don't have a lot of friends in my own town, but I do have a lot of family on here. And that was the one thing is like helping people out and get the word out. Like, people act like we go on here every night just to like he calls clout chasing. But the thing is by us going live and being, telling our side of the story, showing our receipts and stuff, it's brought so much more awareness to where people have literally messaged us and said, hey, I didn't feel like I had a voice, and now I do feel like I have a voice because you guys came forward. And before we even did, before we even went live, this has been going on for a long time. Unfortunately, it wasn't, it was 1 or 2 people that it happened to, and they didn't have a big enough, word to say, hey, you know what, this is what's going on. And then all of a sudden it started happening to multiple people, and then all these people got together and basically said, hey, let's do something about this. And
Melissa's asking if you guys can share real quick, since I saw this, how much he makes per week on a raffle.
So it's 1,200 entries at $5 an entry, and so that's roughly about $6,000.
Yes, he's doing one currently, and he set it for 900. So it's a couple hundred or a
It's
couple.
about it comes out to $4,000.
Yep, 4,000, and this is weekly.
Can I?
And that does not include. So when you do, he does battles every single night, and that does not include anything less than a $500 coin entry. So if somebody sends, hand hearts, or if somebody sends, anything less than 500, that all still adds up. So it's can be even more than that. You know what I mean? And yes, he claims, oh well, TT takes half of everything and stuff like that, but at the same time, it still adds up. You know what I mean? And that's why he has you send it on Ash App or, Venmo and stuff like that, because, it's money in his pocket. And he's even gone to the point where if you send it to his double P, that you have to put it as family or friends because they had set it up on a business account. And so when it comes to the end of the year, it doesn't look like it's a gift compared to an income. You know what I mean?
Well, and just real fast, I see Desiree wants to share, and so does Cindy. I just want to say real fast, it's to the point where Cash App has actually, he says we reported them, but I'm telling you right now, out of everyone that I talk to, no one that is in our little group has reported his Cash App. But Cash App has literally shut his down. Oh, CA, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're good. I'm just telling everyone to tap real quick because I can't pin one of my mods.
CA has shut down his CA and his wife CA. And so now he's using one of his mods CAs, and she is literally getting the money and sending it to him somehow because they said something about him receiving like the max amount of money that he can receive. So it's gross.
Desiree, you have been up here the longest, so I'm going to let you go next.
Oh, thank you. Sorry if you hear my kids in the background. I try to have them be quiet.
You're good. You're
But
good.
bear with me. I haven't done this before. I've kind of just been in the background, just watching all this play out. I created the TattedDrunk is a liar page a long time ago, and he always accused someone else of doing it. And the funny thing is, it wasn't her, and it's been me the whole time. But anyway, she came to me. I'm not going to use her name, but she came to me. And it took me a while to believe her because I don't know. I just believed him. Like, he does that to people. He makes you believe him. And I have a mental illness, but I try to, see the good things. And I thought he was trying to really help me and trying to help other people. But and the fact is, he says he helps me or he helped me, and that is not true. Other people have helped me, not him. He said he would reach out to me one day when I was having a really hard time, and he never did that. And I mean, whatever, it's not a big deal, but he always brings me up in the live and says that he helped me, and he's never helped me. He helped me so much. Like, how? How did you help me? Doesn't make sense. But the funny thing is he never knew who the TattedDrunk is a liar was for a long time. I have like at least 100 gigabytes worth of stuff, like videos. I've been collecting it for months, and I used to be a mod. So I came in his lives in December 2023. So it's been a while. But it's crazy how all this has played out, and I'm just sick of him, and I'm sick of seeing his face and all this. And then one thing I did want to bring up was there was a woman, I'm not going to say who it is. She wants to remain anonymous, but she's been close to him and his wife. She has confirmed that he does the stalking, and he doxed her number and all that. And so she's scared for her life as well. She also has talked to the prosecutor, and then she also confirmed they are not married. And she also said that he can never afford like real Louis Vuitton stuff, so she knows for a fact it's fake.
Desiree, just to confirm, I just want you mean he is married, not
Yes,
divorced.
he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. And that's okay. That's one thing that makes me the most mad is that he claims he's divorced. And I'm like, no, you're not. That is one thing that I came up with in the beginning. I proved that he's not married. I knew it. I just knew it. And then just not long ago, he got matching tattoos with his ex, like the ring, like letters. That was like a month and a half ago, I think. So it's just beyond me that he's just taking advantage of all these people. I'm so upset because I thought his platform was supposed to be for mental health, you know? And there's not a lot of platforms out there that you can go to and feel safe speaking out your story. And one more thing, sorry. I just have lost it ever since he said that last night, that everybody's responsible for his unaliving if he does it. Makes me so mad. You cannot say that. You can't say that. That's so upsetting to me. That's his fault. Yeah.
I'll say that predominantly in covering, because I don't just cover beggars, I cover P3dos, other people like that, problematic creators, all kinds of stuff. And I will tell you, the number one consistent thing across the board with no matter who you're covering is that mental health is the automatic default. Like, I will watch someone for weeks and they don't say anything about their mental health. And then the second they get caught, it's like, I've heard one scammer say, you know, thank God I'm strong enough to handle this hate, because if I was someone weaker, I would have already unalived myself. And it's like the instant go-to because they just expect it to be like that hard stop where people just don't talk about them anymore. And it's so manipulative and insane.
To be honest, I think he's just saying it to try to make people feel bad for him. So if people feel bad, then they gift more. That's just my personal opinion. I can't prove that.
It's true.
Yeah. I don't know. Stop. Sorry, my dogs. I can't really think of anything else. I know I'm going to probably miss a bunch of things. Just I have so much information on my phone. Like, it's just, my whole phone is of his face, and I hate it. I hate it so much. So I think I'm going to move it all to my computer. But, yeah, if I can't think of anything else right now. So if Cindy wants to go ahead and share her side.
Is that okay?
Yep,
Yeah.
you're good.
Okay. I have been watching Tatted for 3 or 4 months. I had a trauma happen to me. I lost my 6.5-week-old grandson. I finally got the nerve to get up and say anything. And, you know, it was immediately, get her in our Discord, get her in our Discord. Now, I'm a tapper, usually. And sorry, I haven't been tapping all day. I'm in the hospital, so.
You're good.
I've tapped and tapped and tapped. I've won, actually, I've won 3 tappers gifts that they give us. One of them, I told him, give it to somebody else because I don't want it. I tapped to make myself, to help him get out to other people. I won I was supposed to get a book of his poetry signed. Haven't got that. Then he had some air dried Skittles. I won that one I won one on one count and one on another because I double tapped with 2 different accounts. And I could not get into Discord. I'm stupid. I don't know these phones. I don't know how to do all of that. I wrote to Dodge Girl, that King James or whatever's in there. I wrote to Heather. I wrote to Maya. I sent my personal information to Maya, my address, my phone number, so that she could get it to him so that he would send me this stuff. Well, I got the Skittles. And I got the Skittles with one of those pictures of Jesus Christ in it. But I never got a book. Could never get into the Discord. And I went into these people's lives to hear what was going on. I knew what I heard in his live. I went to their live, and I wasn't engaging in anything other than tapping a few times. And I still go into his live to listen to him versus what they are saying. I got I came back into his live when I tapped myself out. I came back into his live. He blocked me because he told everybody that I was over there bad mouthing him and gifting them. And I never gifted him. And but my other account can still get in there. So I've heard these stories firsthand in the chat, and now I'm hearing them all again because I'm in these people's life, because these people are the ones that reached out to me when I was so bad. And I went to Louisiana with my mother. I went to Louisiana with my mother. It had got me so upset that my Addison's disease, which lowers your blood sugar, hit. I was in the 20s and 30s. And when I come back, I wrote to Brian and I told him what was going on. And when I come back, I told Tatted what was going on. And I'm a diabetic, a type 2 diabetic. I have Addison's disease. I take insulin. And he said, have you ever thought about getting on an insulin pump? You need to talk to your doctors about that. Number one, I can't go on an insulin pump because of my Addison's. It would kill me. And he's sitting here telling me that I need to talk to my doctors to get something that his company is selling.
Hey,
And
Cindy,
I'm
just be
like,
careful with what you say.
do what?
Just be careful with what you say.
I'm sorry. But I just wanted everybody to know I didn't lose money. I lost myself in all of this. And it's even worse now because it's coming up on the date that I had to carry my grandson to his mother. And people, I'm sorry, Alyssa. I know how you feel because I had to do that with my grandson to my daughter. And this is why I'm in here. I don't sleep at night. I have migraines more. I have nightmares. And I don't sleep. I sleep maybe 2 hours a night, if that long. And I'm a massive depressive, got PTSD. I have really bad anxiety and all of that. And I go into their lives to make me feel a little bit better at night, to where I can at least try to be peaceful enough to lay there and go to sleep. And that's what I wanted to say. He didn't affect me with money or fake gifts. I didn't get my book, but I just wanted to see what kind of poetry he was into. But he did send the Skittles, and the Skittles are like $3.50, $3.59. And he spent $7 mailing them to me. And, I just wanted to let the people know if they think that these ladies are out trying to get money and bad talk him, he's doing it to everybody, not people that go in there and, spend money. I've told him I'm disabled. I cannot spend very much money. And when he gave me the money gun for going up and talking on live, that's how I'm able to send roses every now and then. Because that's where I got my coin things from, because I can't buy them. But I just wanted everybody to know my side, because, I go in there And it's not for him to support him in any way. I don't tap, I don't do anything. I want to listen to what he says. And that's it. And all I wanted to do in their lives was to hear everything and see proof. And he does not, he says, if you have a problem, write to me in Discord, write to me on Instagram. Oh, I'm sorry, on IG. I've done that. I even went in and I had one account on his and one account on his baby mama. And I supported her too by tapping. And then I got told, that I was worthless because I was bad mouthing and when Ryan came, I remember when Ryan first came in. I wrote to him and told him if he ever needed to talk or whatever, that he could write to me or call me if he wanted to. But that's all I got to say. I'm upset at my brother.
Well, I just want to say really quickly, number one, thank you to everybody who shared your stories so far. I did let some people up, and we will go through and talk. Cindy, I want to address a couple things. Cindy, number one, you are not worthless. You are amazing. I just met you, I know, but I will tell you right here, right now, nobody deserves to be taken advantage of at any level. And I do think that what he's done to you is definitely emotional manipulation. And to the individuals, because I know I've heard the word a few times or heard it spelled out, nobody is ever stupid or ignorant or dumb for falling for a scam or being, taken advantage of. It is not everyone else's responsibility to be able at all times to tell when someone is pulling the wool over your eyes. It's our responsibility as human beings to be decent and respectful and not take advantage of our fellow people. And the fact that this man, and if you're not sure who we're talking about TattedDrunk, TattedKing, TattedHope. The fact that he thinks he's entitled to do the things that he does and that he continues to do it and victimize the people who are willing to speak up and make sure it doesn't happen to other people is absolutely disgusting. So I will shut up again. I just wanted to kind of give that brief reminder and say thank you to everyone here. If you guys can keep tapping, it really does help kind of push the live out to make sure we're reaching more people, but it also just helps keeping things going too.
Well, I want to thank you. You can kick me out of your box. I'll tap.
Okay, well, thank you, and I hope you get better soon.
Hey, Mallory, can we bring up...
People,
I'm so
that's
sorry.
the thing is, people, they're getting bananaed from his lives, and he claims that he's losing these followers and stuff like that. But the thing is he has like mods going into other people's lives, and if you even step foot into their lives, he bananas you. And that's like Cindy, she came into my live, and because she was in my live, he bananaed her. And I got bananaed because I was in Melissa's live, and Heather got bananaed because of their drama, and it's like, I've literally had people message me and be like, hey, I don't, I want to be able to go into your live, but I can't because he has my address because of a love away at one point, and I'm afraid that he's going to retaliate against me too, and so it's like people are so scared to even support other creators because he has this, this mentality that if you go over and support anybody else other than him, and you choose a different side, like he just the other night, kicked a creator that, he's been doing, battles with for a while, and kicked her because she basically let somebody, share their opinion. You know what I mean? And basically called her a clout chaser, even though she has more followers than he does. You know what I mean? And it's more than that, and you probably know what creator I'm talking about. But, the thing is like, it's all guilty by association, no matter who you are, no matter if you were his biggest, spender, no matter if you were his biggest tapper, no matter if you were his friend, your family, it doesn't really matter to him. As long as if you're supporting somebody that he doesn't like, you're automatically bananaed.
So real quick, I know I just brought Be the Sunshine up. If we can go from Catherine to Michelle to Alyssa to Maribel real quick. I know they've been waiting in the request list, and then we'll come back to Sunshine. Catherine?
I just want to say real fast, Mallory, I have no idea who Michelle, Alyssa, Maribel, or Catherine are. So
I don't either, but I did want to at least give people an opportunity to come up. I don't know if they have just something they want to say to you guys. So yeah. Catherine? Okay. Michelle? Sometimes we also get random requests up that people don't realize they're up here. Michelle? Alyssa?
Hi, guys. I'm sorry. I am a mess from hearing Cindy's story. So I don't have a story, but I'm the one that was talking about in the comments. I'm in Utah, and I guarantee, like, I want you guys to send me whatever you need, all the info. I want to help as much as possible, especially being local. So that's all I wanted to say.
I appreciate that. I'll definitely message you and send you my number so that I
Okay.
can send you anything you need.
Okay, absolutely. And I followed all of you guys. So please feel free. My inbox is a safe place. I want to help. This is no bueno. I don't like it. But
Thank
anyway,
you,
thanks,
Alyssa.
Mallory. You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye. Maribel? Oh, well, they left on their own. So, okay. Be the Sunshine.
Hello, guys. Mallory, everyone in the boxes and in the chat. My story, it's been months. I haven't really been on TikTok all that much. And so I thought I would download it, kind of see what all the old hubbub, so to speak, was all about. And I was just scrolling one evening and I just happened to find James, or TattedDrunk, the billion trillion names the man goes by, and I'm like, oh, he looks kind of cool, so I'm just gonna hop in there. And I hopped in, and it was fun and whatnot, and I kind of got to know some of the mods, but most of the mods that he had at that time was before Maya became a mod. But I remember Jules, I remember Heather, and there's a few others that I don't even know if they're mods anymore, because like I said, it's been a long time. And I kind of thought, okay, he's cool, and visited a little bit. And then I slowly started going back in and kind of being drawn in and drawn in some more. And, you know, like many of the other people in these boxes, in the chats, those who still have yet to come forward, as they say, I drank the Kool-Aid. I became very attached to him. I don't want to break down, but I know I am, because I don't talk about it a lot because I am still in total denial. But I became attached to him because he was a so-called recovering alcoholic. My son, who would have been 32 this June, started his addiction at the age of 16. From the age of 16 to the age of 31. It had been an uphill battle for a very long time. I became drawn and so attached to James because there were things in him that I saw in my son, and things, the way that he would explain things is how my son in turn would kind of explain things, and my meeting him in a way helped me cope. So I joined his live one night, and I lost my son to his addiction. It was hard for me to share my story. It was very hard for me to sit up in that box because in a way it made me feel judged, but yet he made me feel so secure. And I felt that sharing my story could possibly help him too, because he is still here and my son is not. Immediately it was get her into the Discord. Took me a while to figure that out because I am not tech savvy whatsoever. I figured it out. I got into the Discord. I met some great people in there. One, I'm not going to give her name, that I became fairly close with. She reached out to me first before any of his mods really had a chance. I felt a bond with her. I felt a connection. And then all of a sudden, I started being ghosted. Some of his mods or some of the people within that Discord, for some reason, disliked me. I'm not sure why. I started being stalked. My account got completely hacked. I got accused last night from this said person in your live last night, asked me, why am I in your live when I'm a so-called backstabber? That whole entire time that I was in that so-called Discord of his, my account had gotten hacked. I won one giveaway. It was a $20 bracelet, which I still have. It is still in the box. When I started being hacked, I started being attacked in his Discord, and messages that were supposedly coming from my account, which technically was, yes, it was my username, but it wasn't me, because I had to delete it and I had to completely start over. Then that's when I started to go private. There was a supposed screenshot that I wasn't able to get because I got kicked out. And then I got blocked. So I took myself basically out of like his main Discord or his, to where like I could like message him directly or whatever. We, started talking or whatever. I kind of had made a server of my own and was visiting with some of, other people that had joined my server and that we had a common bond or a common connection with. Well, that whole entire time, I don't know, I'm not going to say her name. I'm not sure if she was a mod or not, but I just found out recently that any of the conversations that I had with her directly were all taken back to James. And then I got hated even more, so I completely disabled the Discord altogether, and I went into a very, very dark place after everything I was called, everything I was accused of. I went into a very dark place, and I got off of TikTok for a while. I came back on, I fixed my account, I deleted a lot of people. I changed username, passwords, everything. After doing all of that, I slowly started kind of going back into his lives. Well, one night he noticed my username. He called me out on a live. He didn't block me, but he muted me. So I left. But that whole entire time that I was in there, because I'm fairly older, he gave me the nickname, Tatted Mama. So anytime that I would come in, he would say either, yo, Tatted Mama, or Mama Tatted's in the chat, da 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 da. That's how a lot of his mods and a lot of people within his chat would call me, Tatted Mama or Mama Tatted, and it made me feel just that much more at home. Well, then as I slowly started trying to kind of bring myself back to find awareness and whatnot, I noticed that a lot of the mods that I, felt close to were no longer mods, and there was just more and more and more people that I didn't even know coming in there. And after, everything that has happened, I'm still in a very dark place. You are to not bury your child first. And is what has hurt me the most is how drawn to him I was. Because like I said, there were things in him that I had seen in my son. And my son is no longer here. He is. And I felt that bond. And it tears me apart that I could have just been so in denial and drank the Kool-Aid, because it's literally torn me apart and drug me down more than what I was when I found the man. And now I am not a hateful person. I may dislike somebody and I may dislike what he or she does, but I loathe and I despise what this man has done, not only to me, but every single person that may be in this box, every single person that may be in the chat that is afraid to even come forward. And it has taken me months since I met him and disabled and deleted everything and tried to start over and pick up kind of where I've left off. And I'm still not there. And it's going to take me a very long time to get to where I want to be. But now I've gotten close to Heather. I've gotten close to Ryan. I've gotten close to Jules. I've gotten with Jaylee, with Maya. And it was the best decision that I could have ever made. And I hope that there are more people out there who are afraid to come forward that do, because what he has done is extremely unforgivable and nobody deserves what any of us have been put through. It's hurtful, it's disgusting, and an end needs to be brought to it so that people have the time to heal and grieve in the ways that they deserve to grieve, and make the connections with people on this app that they deserve to make connections with, and not be brought down for making those connections.
Cindy, this is Justice for Alyssa. As you might know, might not know, I lost my 23-year-old daughter, so I can relate. And I just want to let you know my DMs are locked right now, but they will be open next week. And I do go live often. So if you'd like to come over and talk about your son in a safe place to someone that can relate, I'll definitely be here for you, okay?
Thank you, Alyssa. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And I fully understand where you're coming from. I did see a couple people in the chat that have also lost their children. It's you can try to relate, and you can try to have a heart for this situation, but you truly really don't know until you've walked in those shoes. And it helps to be around other people that have lost. When I first lost her, I went on a Facebook group, and that helped me immensely. So just please come over, any of you guys. I do spend a lot of the time talking about Alyssa solely, but I will open up the chat more for the grieving parents, just on the fact and principle of what he's done to a lot of people. And I did also advise Ryan, Heather, Maya, Jaylee, and Desiree that, when all is said and done, they should really pursue opening a TikTok for mental health, and I think they would be successful with it. Just obviously not doing it the way James did, and doing it in a safe way where people can talk. Because this is a good plan. This is a good needed thing to be had even on TikTok. It just needs to be done by the right people and the right way. So that's all. I am going to mute. But like I said, Mallory, drop me anytime if need be. Any questions? I'm listening. I'm just trying to get some housework done, but I'll be listening.
Sorry, I was on mute. I didn't even realize it. Oh, she dropped. Okay. So is there anything else anyone wants to let people know?
So, and I do want to say, there's a couple people that aren't here. I want to say he has put a hit out on someone's life. There's proof of that. He has posted revenge corn. He has made Reddit ads for another person with their phone number to the point they had all of our phones have been ringing off the hook. I don't know where well, I know he posted my phone number in the Discord, but I don't know where else. We've had to all set our phones so that unknown phone numbers do not come through to our phone just because our phone rings so much. I've literally had to put my phone on silent because I also work. Like, I am not a TikTok creator. I have a job, and so my phone will ring all hours of the night, all day. I think others, I know Justice for Alyssa said she has not had that happen, but others have. Ryan, I don't know if you've been getting unsolicited phone calls, but I know that I have. Jules
I
has,
changed
Maya
my phone
has.
number.
That's true. James, or not James, Maya and Jules have received all kinds of calls. There was 2 men that were not recognized in Maya's neighborhood that showed up at her house and were either filming or taking pictures. There's video of that. There's so many things, you guys, that, and we have proof of all of it. He says he has receipts, but he has not posted or shown one. The only thing he did was have his wife come up and talk, and she, I believe, in my opinion, is very trauma bonded to him and will say and do anything that he wants her to say. And Desiree spoke on it a little bit. Someone that knows them that is still staying anonymous at this time has spoke on that and said she is a very smart girl and she goes along with his money grabs / scams whenever he wants to do them.
So my thing is, I know Maya and Skeeter had some things to say, so I am happy to do another live. I think that this is something where definitely if you guys want to come back, maybe
Absolutely.
Sunday night or something, if you want to get with them, you guys pick a time that works for you and let me know. It can be a little earlier if that works better or anything like that. But anyone who wants to come up, I do think it's definitely worth speaking on again and making sure everyone hears the totality of it. If you're just coming in, we were speaking on TattedDrunk tonight and just the different things he's done. I'll download this live. I'll put it on YouTube, but just so everybody knows, I would like to do another live because I definitely
Jules has a lot also, and like someone said, she got nannered last night, so I would really like it because Maya has a story to tell. For anyone that was in here last night, Maya's the love of her life passed away 2 years ago. He actually blocked Maya on her soulmate's birthday, decided it was a good day to freak out on her and block her on his birthday. Last night we discovered that they have made a fake account and used his name and a fake picture and said, Maya, I'm disappointed in you. Like, from like saying that he's speaking this from the grave. Like, it's disgusting. He has no boundaries at all. So I really thank you, Mallory, for allowing us to use your platform to speak awareness. And I will definitely talk to Jules and Maya and get with you so that we can figure out a time that works for all of us.
That sounds perfect, because I know there was a lot said last night that they personally can speak on, and it was so late there weren't a lot of people on, but I definitely think doing this a second time and being able to let them speak too. And I can pull an old account that I know can go live and share information if she can't get her account back by the time you guys are ready.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is just set it out a couple days so she can get her account back if need be.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for your platform.
This literally has just scratched the surface of this guy. There's so many layers to him, I believe, in my opinion. But I really appreciate it. I thought of more stuff to say, but I'll wait for next time. And I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming up here. And I don't know if anyone has anything else you guys want to say, but thank you so much.
No, thank you. And,
Mallory.
you know, we will obviously touch base again, you know, and I actually need your contact information because I have things I can send you also.
Okay.
Thank you, Ryan.
It's just like the you know, the threat against my daughter and stuff like that. It can't really be shown on live for the simple fact that there is an open investigation, and you know, but it can be redacted and showed.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Ryan, do you have IG?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll send you her information.
All right, Mallory, have a good night and thank you.
Yes, thank you so
You
much.
guys all have a
I
good
really
night,
appreciate
too.
it.
Yep,
Bye.
thank you. And thank you so much, chat.
All right. I will see you guys later.
I just want to say thank you everyone for the gifts. They're not we appreciate them, but they're not needed. So thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you. All right, you guys, I am really